Hey everyone, welcome to the ATX VGC Monday Night Friendlies. My name is Gemma, I also go by Gems VGC, and I'm joined tonight with my co-host Chase.
Hello, I go by Tiki.
Yeah, and tonight, oh hey Santacos, thanks for the follow. Tonight we'll be featuring our best of three in our continued series of the Monday Night Friendlies. Our first matchup is actually going to be Justin Snores versus Will, and that's going to be on Showdown because we're short a capture card. And then the second battle will be myself versus Santacos, who just followed. Followed up with our final match with Tiki versus Amy. So yeah, thanks so much for coming out. These Monday Night Friendlies have been a really fun extension of our local Austin, Texas VGC scene, and we're really excited that we've been able to kind of continue them despite, being in a position where we're social distancing during quarantine. So.
Well, we should have Santacos here versus Gemma. I will be alone on the commentary this time because we were a little bit short on people who were available this week. But what we'll be seeing here is, I believe Gemma will be running the same team that she ran last week without the special Dunsparce tech that we had last time, and a different Pokemon instead, maybe a more standard one. And I have no clue what Santacos is going to be running on this. Okay, so, Adam versus Gemma here. I guess we're just selecting the battle rules real quick. So I'll let you know whenever we can see the teams. Oh, we have a sneak peek of a Scarfell Creamy. Maybe that will be seen at a later date. Maybe not this minute, but I very much enjoy this team name. The hacks with a bunch of hearts. But let's see. We see Amoonguss, Cinderace, Rillaboom, Milotic, Heliolisk, and Togekiss for Gemma's side. And then on Adam's side, we have the Orbeetle, Duraludon, Whimsicott, Terrakion, Gyarados, and Togekiss. So we see some beat up here from Adam's side, along with just your basic, probably Fake Tears and Duraludon. I guess it could just be Helping Hand. The Whimsicott does have a bit of a 4-move slot syndrome on this team. We probably have Imprison on the Orbeetle to help stop with the Trick Rooms, and then I assume it'll be some form of Moxie, Gyarados, and Crit Kiss. It just seems very hyper offensive on here, but I'm not sure. And then on Gemma's side, we have a lot more standard of a team, something you would probably see from all the Players' Cup teams, with the Cinderace, Rillaboom, Milotic, Amoonguss core, and then Togekiss as well. But this time we see a Heliolisk as the chosen 6-Mon here, which is a very interesting choice. I'm not exactly sure what that one does. But let's see. Let's see what the leads are here. And we have Adam sending out Gyarados and Whimsicott versus Togekiss and Heliolisk. So Heliolisk definitely has access to an electric type move, which puts the Gyarados in a bad spot. Something interesting to think is the Heliolisk could max here, but I'm not sure if it needs to. As we saw, I believe it was carrying the Focus Sash, along with Togekiss here being Crit Kiss, being a perfect Dynamax candidate against the opposing team if there is no Duraludon in the back. So that's something that Gemma will probably want to scout for, to maybe late game max the Togekiss. But the Heliolisk right now is in a really, really good position, especially because the Whimsicott can probably not do that much damage to it, and the Gyarados doesn't outspeed it. So the Whimsicott will have to choose between attacking or getting the Tailwind off. As we see Togekiss going for the Air Slash, and it looks like it's 4-attack Heliolisk with the Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt is going off into the Terrakion switch in. It'd be interesting to see. I guess we don't see the self beat up here or anything. We just see the Moonblast into Togekiss. And we see Thunderbolt off into the Terrakion. This should do about half. Yeah, and that puts the Terrakion a little bit lower than Adam would probably like at this point, especially if that's the chosen Dynamax candidate, with the Heliolisk making it hard for the Gyarados to maneuver. Whimsicott is down to its Focus Sash here, so it looks like a pretty good turn 1 for Gemma. But turn 2 will be interesting, whether or not the Terrakion decides to max here, and maybe a Tailwind and a Rockfall or even like a close Tailwind close combat into Heliolisk, bringing it down for the Gyarados to kind of do better in the end. I don't know what we'll see here. It looks like Gem is really contemplating protecting on Togekiss to, give it one more turn. Make it definitely not die to a Rockfall and like not take anything from a Rock Slide. Instead, she's going out into the Rillaboom and Dynamaxing the Heliolisk with a max overgrowth into this Terrakion. This is an interesting play. It's probably a good play considering that if the Terrakion does max, which would be, I guess, worst case scenario, is that the Whimsicott would get taken out to the sand damage if it goes for Rockfall. As it looks like we see the Heliolisk max first. And let's see if the Terrakion maxes in return here, or if it just goes for maybe a close combat into that slot after the Tailwind goes up, or I'm not sure exactly what the play is here in Adam's case. Oh, we see the Helping Hand come out from the Terrakion. I believe the Heliolisk outspeeds the Terrakion by 1 point, though, so it is going to get an overgrowth off before pretty much leaving that Helping Hand a bit useless here. So, as we've seen a KO, and pretty much a second KO with the Whimsicott going down to Sash here for Gemma's side of the field, and Adam hasn't really gotten any damage off. Outside of that one Moonblast on turn 1, so it's a really good position, especially with Fake Out pressure into the Whimsicott. And as we've seen the Gyarados in the back, we know the Heliolisk has at least a good matchup against that. It'll be interesting to see what and Togekiss is. Okay, so this Heliolisk is in a really good position. It can get Electric Terrain up, you can Fake Out the Whimsicott here. I'm not even sure this Togekiss survives unless it Dynamaxes. So then Gyarados is in the back not being able to Dynamax. It's a very tough position to be in if you're Adam for Game 1. I think an interesting adjustment he can make Game 2, potentially. And I guess this isn't done yet, but Game 2 he can make the adjustment to bring in the Duraludon and trying to get Tailwind up a little bit earlier. Just to deal with this, the speed differential between Heliolisk and Terrakion. But other than that, I think it is a very good matchup for this Heliolisk, which is interesting. And we see another Helping Hand, but again, I'm not so sure that this Togekiss is surviving a Max Lightning. And yeah, the Whimsicott goes down to the Fake Out here from the Rillaboom. And the Max Lightning comes out and does it KO. Yeah, it gets the KO. And as much as I'm a fan of Gyarados in this format, I'm not sure what it's going to do against Max Lightning from a Heliolisk in Electric Terrain. And even if it does guard the first turn, because I'm pretty sure it might just die through Protect if it doesn't guard, I don't think it really has a chance of surviving the Thunderbolt. So we're seeing Gemma going for the safe knockoff into the Gyarados, and then I assume the Max Lightning as well. And I'm not so sure what the Gyarados can do here. Like, it will Dynamax, I assume. But it's going to have to take an electric move. Maybe, like, best case scenario, it's Wackenberry. But even then, it's not a favorable matchup against a Milotic and a Grass type and an Electric type in the back. Can this Gyarados 1v3? I'm not so sure. It does get the guard the first turn, which I guess stalls out the Heliolisk's Dynamax, so it can stomach a Thunderbolt instead of a Max Lightning. There is a big base power difference there, so it still seems like a very, very poor situation, especially with the Heliolisk being Sash, so it can't even get taken out to one attack. As Gemma checks the Electric Terrain remaining. And the Togekiss is still in the back. Yeah, I don't think this Gyarados can pull off this 1v4. I think it'll be really interesting with, I guess, switching out the Rillaboom here to reestablish the Fake Out pressure after the Dynamax is over. And it seems like a really tough position if you're Adam. What I would love to see here is it somehow survives the Thunderbolt as weakness policy Yeah, no. I had a whole idea on how this was going to work, and Gyarados just blows up after one Dynamax turn. So. Oh, and I see we got. I'm sorry, we got a follow here. LNX Banditi. Thank you for the follow. Feel free to join the Discord. Um, I can put the link in the Discord if you want to be able to be a part of these. If you want to be a part of these battles in the future, we have signups every week in the Discord, and anybody's free to sign up. You don't have to be from Austin, Texas, but oh, and also thank you for following. You got a second follow. Let me see what this says. Oops. Yeah. It's S418345. Thank you for the follow again. We just linked the Discord. If you want to play more Pokemon, especially in a time where there's not any live events going on, we try to have these best of threes once a week. And we have for, I believe, the last 8 or 9 weeks at this point. And I think it's a really good learning experience. I think a lot of the people who have been involved would say that it's a good experience, and it's a fun community if you want to join. I would highly recommend it, and I think you would enjoy it. So that's the quick plug for the Discord real quick. But thank you all for the follow. We're seeing game 2 here between Adam, also known as Santacos, and Gems VGC. We can see what Adam wants to do to kind of change his game plan from game 1, because pretty much everything got run through by the Heliolisk, and so it'll be interesting to see like what the change is to defeat that specific Pokemon. Maybe it's Tailwind early on, maybe it's Dynamaxing Terrakion without letting it take damage, Dynamaxing Duraludon. We shall see this game, as it looks like Gemma locked in a similar 4 Pokemon to last game, not the exact same, I do not believe. But yeah, this should be a fun game too. Oh, LNX Mandy, thanks for joining. Yeah, I was at Dallas Regionals earlier this year. I don't know if you were there, but I think that's like one of the coolest events I've been to. I can't wait till we actually have in-person events again at some point. So it'll be really cool to have to know some people eventually in the Dallas area, especially when events are going on again. So it's really cool that you joined. But we can look back at the game real quick. Sorry, we see the Heliolisk Togekiss and then Gyarados Orbeetle. Again, this Gyarados is in not that great of a position because of the Heliolisk, and maybe Orbeetle wants to go for a Trick Room. I don't know what the position is here, but both Pokemon are pretty threatened by both of Gemma's Pokemon. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here. We see the Gyarados switch out into, can't read that, Terrakion again. But if it's a Thunderbolt going into that slot, we already saw that does over half. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here. Oh, so Dynamax Heliolisk. So a Max Lightning or a Max move into this Terrakion is going to do a lot of damage. We see the Max Darkness into Orbeetle. Yeah, this Orbeetle is not going to get anything off if it's being doubled into with the Togekiss as well. So Gemma makes a great turn 1 read that the Gyarados is going to switch out or protect, and doubles into the Orbeetle, picking up the KO. And now Terrakion has a lowered stage of special defense, making it even weaker to a potential max overgrowth this turn. Oh, that's really cool, Alex Mandy, getting into VGC because finding out about Dallas Regionals. Honestly, like, if you have the opportunity in the future for a Dallas Regional, I think it's 100% worth it. I met so many cool people, and like all the people here from the ATX VGC, the original core of the stream, we all met at Dallas, and it was a really cool event. So I would definitely recommend going. We see the Tailwind come out from the Whimsicott, and then the Terrakion go for a close combat this time into the Heliolisk, taking it down to its Focus Sash, and it looks like this Terrakion is probably going to go down here to, I assume we see the max over, yeah. And once again, we'll see it's going to be Gyarados against the world here. Yeah, I see Will in the chat too saying it was fun. Dallas was definitely a really fun event. I'm sad we couldn't go to more regionals before the circuit got closed down. Oh, and we see the Dazzling Gleam here. And, well, yeah. That's what you get having Crit Kiss. Pretty much the same as clicking Air Slash that turn, damage-wise. But, yeah, I mean, it's Gyarados against the world again. I'm not exactly sure what the best... Oh, especially with a Follow Me user, this Gyarados isn't going to be able to muscle through something, the Follow Me plus. Yeah, this seems really tough again. But maybe there's something I don't know about that this Gyarados had that I didn't have game 1. Especially with the Tailwind up, so maybe it'll get to move first. But it's still a rough position for this Gyarados, especially with the big electric type still on the field. We see Gyarados max again. And let's see how this one goes. Hopefully it gets more than just a max guard off this time. Let's see what the Whimsicott... I assume the Whimsicott will probably go for a Helping Hand here. As yeah, we do see the Helping Hand, but I'm not even sure a Helping Hand Geyser is enough to take out this Togekiss. Which... you better hope it is if you're Adam here. Airstream, same power. As 13 HP left, just not enough. And as if this Heliolisk took out the Whimsicott this turn, it's just a Follow Me Thunderbolt away from this game being over. Yeah. And again, I'm not sure, really, unless you have like Earthquake on this Gyarados, what else could be done here. This is a really tough matchup. I'd never think I'd see the day where Heliolisk has a great matchup. But here it is. It kind of runs through the Terrakion, especially with the Focus Sash throwing Adam off. And then with the Gyarados as being the only thing left, just Follow Me. Thunderbolt right here should pick up the KO like it did last game. We see the Follow Me come out. And Airstream again. At least it'll get a Moxie boost this time before getting sent back into its Pokeball. A little bit happier than it was game 1. But this Heliolisk just runs rampant on Gyarados teams, and it's just an unfortunate matchup at that point. There wasn't really much Adam could do about it. It's, I guess, what you run into, yeah, as Will's saying in the chat, Gyarados did not find its success tonight. And maybe it'll have more success as we go on further, but it just ran into some bad matchups so far today. Well, that was a 2-0 in Gemma's favor, but Adam played really well. Just had the bad matchup there, and Gemma took advantage of her good matchup, so it was a fun set. Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked these videos, make sure to like and subscribe so you can see more of our content.
And if you want to join us for our ATX VGC Friendlies, check us out over on Twitch at twitch.tv/ATX_VGC. We go live every Monday for these Friendlies around 7 p.m. Central.